Hello, blerds, or I suppose black nerds. I like this word, even though they didn't have it in my time. And alternative black folks, heavy metal and goth and stuff like that. I want to show you something that in my young days that helped me when I felt like I was the only, black person like myself. Um, you know, you think you're the first or something. I'm not saying you guys think that, nothing like that, but the what you go through socially makes you feel like sometimes like you're alone, depending, especially in my day, 2001 to 2005 was when I was in high school. So me being a metalhead back then, you know look at our common ancestors here. You see, my parents are from Africa, but us black nerds, you see, ancestor right here, for alternative black folks, heavy metal stuff like that. But up here you got Slayer in the old days, then you got Exodus, rest in peace, Paul Bailoff. um and and I had this book in high school, and seeing this was awesome because the people at school made me think this guy didn't exist. you know it was just me. I don't know, this is the 80s. Look, this is like 83 or something like that. um so you know we've always been here. And I'm so happy that there is this movement, where you guys are kind of like banding together, and you got all kinds of cool stuff and conventions and all kinds of things. Very happy to see that. Now, one thing that I want to say: please, no matter how much people put you down, don't make yourself feel like you have to become blacker. Here's why. There are nerds, black nerds out there, who have grown up around some kind of hood construct. Maybe they had cousins, or something happened early, and their how they speak and how they move met with that. Okay, so those, they have a leg up. You gotta let those guys have their fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, those guys, they're kind of chilling. It's all good. But if you speak white, okay, please do not put any effort into trying to force yourself into behaving a certain way that you find in the media or in music. Okay? Um, Not good things await for fake thugs. I'm going to tell you right now. Telling you right now. The things that I've seen, the dudes get checked and beat the fuck up. You have to understand, actual hood, true hood, black dudes, gangsters, these types of dudes. Do you think they're having fun? You think you think these dudes went down this road and they're just running around having a great time? These are men who, at any point, who may be left alone. They can't call the cops. They can't, and somewhere they might just have to stab some guy to death and move on to whatever they were supposed to be doing, because them dudes, I'm trying not to say the N word because I've dropped the N word. It's over for me. Those dudes are working. Okay? Most real gangsters, no matter what race, dude, these guys, the violence and the toughness or whatever, that's just part of what they do. They are, bro. This is why you see in like a movie or something, they'll be like, like some young like street tough who's like, yeah, they're only thinking about being hard, right? Like either fighting or whatever, and then they come across the real gangster, right? And then there's like this whole thing where the real gangster like is like, he's like kind of cool and they act like that, and he's busy and he's got stuff going on and whatever. Yeah, but that gangster has to be able to switch to intense violence, and when it's not even really his objective, because he's making money, he's about making money, he's about earning, and that don't change across any gangster groups. It doesn't. It's money. It's about money. Okay? So they don't exactly use violence or intimidation just out there, just for everybody. Just, what I'm saying. I'm you know what I'm saying? Like, what you think, a guy moving a whole bunch of weight and taking a drive, or maybe a guy driving, as security, as I have done for, once again, you can tell how I speak. I've never, trust me, I'm not a hood guy, okay? Yes, I've been involved with very shady things. Wasn't run by black folk, okay? This is the truth. First of all, I'm first generation in this country. First, what roots would I have with real black thugs? Let's be honest. There's no roots. So the experience and the work and the things that I have done, yes, sometimes there's black guys involved. However, the main hub and group of whatever, that was multicultural. Of course, it was multicultural. You know, like Middle Eastern and white and Hispanic and what the fuck? Listen to me. You really think I'm gonna be out there in like one of this like really hood spot and I'm gonna be running, dude? I'm not a cop, but they think I'm a cop instantly and fucking kill me. Let's just be real, okay? So I can, not just me, but all types of dudes. We know the fake ones when we see it. The guys who maybe they were just kind of like pretty good looking in high school and no one was paying that much attention to them in terms of trying to always check them every time they try to do something cool for themselves. They get the fresh cut. They start listening to certain types of music. They start talking, change bit by bit by bit, and everyone accepts that he's a thug. No, no. I have seen these dudes change, especially oh my god at the club, bro. When like you got a guy outside who's like faking the whole thing, and then a car of the real ones pull up, it's almost embarrassing seeing how they try to figure out a way to get away from it. You see what I'm saying? Whereas, you know, me, a guy who talks white, I know them. True. I'm not part of their situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a hood dude. Know those guys though. You know what I'm saying? And they respect the fact that I don't use the N-word because I ain't a fake motherfucker. I'm serious, bro. I, like any other man of violence, will go. I'll go wherever I have to until they put me in the ground. But, see, you don't get to just take from these black men in the streets who have put themselves, they have put themselves on the line, and in their world, you see how they speak and how they move and how they talk. That's for them. You don't get to take that away from them. Okay? So, when I am faced with these guys, I sometimes, you know what? I've had to, at least for a little bit in the conversation, allow the fact that they're going to think I'm kind of a bitch. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I talk white and I don't use the N-word. I don't use the N-word because I don't think I have the right to. First of all, I was born in this country. My parents weren't. Secondly, what fuck business do I have speaking this way when I'm not from that type of, you know, situation? Like, what the fuck? Dude, it's an insult to these men for me to act that way. So I don't, because I don't like to insult people. And dude, I've seen it so many times where a guy will instinctively at first not really kind of be into, a black guy be into how I speak because it's so white. And then over time, they come to understand who I am. They're just like, yeah, that's just that guy. That's just, you know, the bouncer or whatever, or wherever I'm at. Could be a party or whatever. Yeah, it wasn't always like that when I was younger. I still, you know, of course, ran into a lot. You know. Oh, by the way, I don't advocate fighting the hood dudes, even if they are making fun of you, especially if you were in like a school or, you know, public school or whatever, where like, you know, you have to go outside, people driving around, like, you know, a bunch of guys could find you at any moment. Like, you know, you're still part of society. You have to let that go. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, like, you know, if, you know, some athlete or whatever was trying to give you static and you're learning how to fight. Yeah, I mean, that's what I did. I fought. But you have to understand, I was in a school where they take all these kids and they take them from their homes and then put them there. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, a guy or guys could be giving me a whole bunch of problems for how white I act or whatever, and then I fight them. And yes, that was a big part of me in high school, but, you know, how well would that have worked out in public school? I could have been fucking killed. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, look, just if you want to become like a strong and you want to go that direction, my advice, especially, you know, if you act white, is accept how you act and just, you know, people will respect you, you know, if, you know, well, that can go anywhere, but I'm just saying most people will respect you for being yourself. And then as you become tougher, stronger, you learn guns, mixed martial arts, all this types of, the self-defense stuff, and a lot of self-defense stuff comes out of a military LEO sphere. Once you do all of that, you have to accept that you're going to come off as like a guy who kind of sounds like a cop or a soldier. You know what I'm saying? It's gangster won't be in the cards for you if you're like me, because if you're doing this right, becoming strong and trying to handle these types of situations and to be this type of dude who, yeah, man, I have definitely had my moments where, yeah, I was like, at a 7-Eleven or whatever, and I had to flex on a kid who thought he could be, like use his hoodness to overtake me, and you know what I'm saying. No matter how I talk, fucking animal, and that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how I talk. So, you know, um, I say these things, even though I'm sure things are different for the black nerds and the alternative black folk and stuff like that. Um, but, I really like what you guys got going on. And I guess I just, you never forget where you came from. And I want to do an episode about it.